Hey, what's going on, gang? Thanks a lot, gang, for those of you watching the rebroadcast. I super appreciate you joining me today. We're going to be talking about how to deal with the loss of a loved one. I haven't, I guess recently. Bill Bourbon, how you doing? Everyone coming in, thank you for joining. As you're joining in the chat live, because we're ready for the weekend, had a good weekend. Had a good week this past week. We're going to be talking about how to deal with the loss with a loved one. I had someone recently in January pass away, and then about a few weeks ago, a friend of mine had his stepdad pass away, and then this past week, actually, my uncle's mom had passed away. So a lot of deaths this year in the family, but I wanted to kind of, death was coming up. It's a topic that always comes up. It's always a sensitive topic. Sometimes people are a little afraid to talk about it, and don't really know how to deal with people. They don't know how to show their emotions, and it's emotional time. Sometimes people don't know what to say. And my stepdad is a deacon, and he was giving at the funeral yesterday. It was 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. He was given talking about how to deal with death, and basically he was saying, he brought up a good message, and he was basically saying, when someone passes, that's when families finally get together. Hey Francis, what's going on in Tennessee? Francis, how you doing? Thank you guys. Go ahead and comment if you're just joining in the chat. Let me know where you're coming from. Type in your name so I know who's joining me live. Go ahead and let's get this interactive going on. That's why I love Periscope, because it's fun. We can talk and interact with each other. So he was talking about, most people, big families usually get together at weddings and funerals, is the old saying. And sadly, it's usually more funerals when that happens. And then you always, see the whole family or the distant cousins, and we should get together more, and blah, blah, blah. And then, it just never happens. But a lot of times it's because people, and maybe not, you just lose touch or whatever, that's fine. But then he started talking about people who end up holding grudges. Like if you, let's say, there's brothers in the family that, hold grudges, they don't talk anymore, and then, it takes a death to really get them together. And it's like, why wait for something like that when you can, why wait for a death to really smack you in the face and realize, like, why hold a grudge? Why be angry with someone? Why even worry about, being upset with people and things like that? Like, why not try to bury the hate and just get over it? Get over the anger and the aggression, because it's not worth the stress. It's not worth the hate and the anger. Like, why would you want to just have that tension in you? Let it release, let it go, and just free yourself of that. Forgive and forget, let go and let God, as they say, and learn to just let things be and let go. Because why stress over life? There's so much good in your life that you can have. Absolutely, Francis, forgiveness. Absolutely, yes, forgiveness. Because there's so much good in your life. Why let one thing, things happen. It could have been something horrible that happened in the past, and that really is traumatizing. But are you going to let that hold you back for the rest of your life? Or are you going to let that hold you back from going to family functions because you're afraid that person might be there? Or are you going to let that person stop you and have an emotional clench on you? Why would you let someone else do that for you? I wanted to read the back again. A few days ago, my uncle's mom had passed away, and so I have her card, and I want to read the back to you guys because I really thought this was a strong message, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. So it was, her name was Angela Montero Melendez, so rest in peace. And it was, to those I love. She was 86 years old. So the message is, to those I love, when I am gone, release me, let me go. I have so many things to see and do. You mustn't tie yourself to me with tears. Be happy we had so many years. I gave you my love, and you can only guess how much you gave me in happiness. I thank you for the love you each have shown, but now it's time I traveled alone. So grieve a while for me, if grieve you must. Then let your grief be comfortable by trust. It's only for a while that we must part, so bless these memories in your heart. I won't be far away, for life goes on, so if you need me, call and I will come. Though you can't see or touch me, I'll be near, with all my love around you soft and clear. And then when you must come this way alone, I'll greet you with a smile and welcome you home. So I thought that was a really beautiful message, and it really puts into perspective about death. So it's basically, yeah, it's upsetting, and we cry and you have sadness, and that's okay. You need to let out these emotions. You can't hold it in. I mean, people grieve in different ways, and that's okay. But what's important is the message that you grieve, but life is going to go on. Time does heal, and you can move forward in life. And, whenever you miss them, just, you can, whatever your belief is, or higher power, God, whatever it is, just pray or meditate or whatever that is you do that makes you happy. I'm Catholic, and I pray. I believe in God and everything. So, if that bothers you, I'm sorry, but that's me. I'm just going to be me. But I pray, and in January, my grandma had passed, and she was, I forget exactly, but she was 92 or 93. And it was hard for our family. But, I of course, I cried and had my sad moments and everything, but I kept thinking, man, like, she was 92. Like, that's an amazing life. We had so much. She got to see my kids. And she's gotten to see her great grandkids. I mean, how many people do you know have actually had that option? I mean, nowadays you're lucky if some people get to see their great grandkids. So she got to see her great grandkids, which is awesome. My kids are her great grandkids, so she got to see them, all three. Yes, all three. And I remember the last time I saw her alive, it was just before Christmas. I think like the week after Christmas, and we brought all three of my kids. It was like maybe our second or third time seeing Lily, my youngest daughter, who was about 3 months when she passed. And but she got to see her, and the smile on her face just lit up her day. And at that time she was sick, and we knew she was sick for a while, and we didn't know when she was going to go. It was only a matter of time before God called her home, and we were fortunate enough that I'm fortunate enough and thankful that God let her at least get to see my youngest. And so at the funeral and everything, it was more of a peaceful funeral. It was happy. Everyone was like at peace, because we knew she was in heaven, in the best place, and we had all these years. And we lucked out, because in 2008, in January, it was actually on my birthday, January 12th, 2008, she had a heart attack. And at that time, she was late 80s, so of course we're all going to the hospital. She's in ICU. We're like, all right, just, this is it. We know it's coming soon. And she was there for like 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever. And we're like, all right, well, it's just gonna go, whatever. We're cool. We're ready for it. And she didn't go until earlier this year. So she lived like an extra 7 years. Just about 7 years, because she actually died. Wow, it was a week after. It was January 12th, 08 is when she had her heart attack, because it was on my birthday. And then she passed January 19th, 2015 this year. So it was 7 years and 1 week, exactly, that she passed. So God gave us 7 extra years with her. And in that time, in those 7 years, I got married in 2008, had my oldest daughter in 2009, had my son a few years later in 2012, and had my youngest in 2014, and she got to see all three. She got to see me get married and have my 3 kids. So I can't help but be thankful for the time we had with her. I could be sad that, why'd she go, blah, 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 and of course I was sad. I don't want to see her go. But why? Why focus on that negative? Focus on the positive. Focus on the good in life. And God granted that for us. So as hard as it is, and when we have the loss of a loved one, Always try to remember the positives and think of the good times you had together, and think of the best times, even if the person goes way before than they should. And that happens too often, and sometimes you just never know when we go. So you have to live every day the fullest, and don't hold grudges. Appreciate. Don't live in regret. Don't live in fear. Live life in a happy, positive way, because that's all you can do. You don't know what tomorrow holds. You don't know what 2 minutes from now holds. You don't know what will happen in the next 3 seconds. Anything can happen, so you just need to live life to the fullest. I want to, looking back also, when I was a teenager, my grandfather had passed away, and it was one of the coolest funerals because he was, I don't know, I'm going to say in his 70s. So I was in 11th grade, so this is 2001. And like the funeral, there was music playing, everyone was happy, laughing. Like, you wouldn't think it was a funeral, you would think it was like a family reunion. And that's how we treated it, because he was such a good person, he was such a happy person. And it was exciting. Like, I remember my aunt was saying something, and she called. I had no idea she was doing. She was like, I want to call up someone to say a special prayer or whatever it was. And she said, LJ, can you come up? And totally out of the blue, I think I was sitting next to my dad, and he was like, oh, she better not be calling me, because my dad's not about the public speaking or anything like that. And I could kind of feel him to the side, like sweating it out, like, oh no, what's she going to do? Because my aunt's unpredictable. And she's like, LJ, you mind coming up and saying a few words? So I came up, and so I didn't know what I said, just said something. And it's weird how things work out, because in my back of my mind, like, they had asked me, oh, you want to say something? I kind of wanted to say something, but I didn't. And people go up and like to speak, but I didn't. And then she called me up, and I think I just said a prayer or something, or just, I might have said a few words, whatever it was. Just God put the words in my mouth. But I just remember the whole experience of that funeral was just, everyone was happy. We were all hanging out, was laughing, there's music playing. It was just like a hangout. And we celebrated the life of my grandfather. And that's how funerals should be. That you should be celebrating the life and the time that you were given with those special people in your life. No matter how short you feel it is, it's never enough time. But there's always the other side. And again, I'm a believer. If you're not, that's fine. But there's always the other side. And the other side is eternal. And they're there waiting for us. And they're going to be there when God calls us to go. They'll be there at the gate, reaching out their hand and saying, welcome home. So guys, I want to thank you guys for watching today, watching the rebroadcast. For those of you who are grieving at this time, I send my condolences to you, and thank you very much for your time. If you want to learn more about me, you can head over to lifecoachlj.com. That's all my info. If you're watching on Periscope, you can swipe up for an Android, swipe left to right for an iPhone. Make sure you hit the follow button so you guys are following me. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and take care. And as always, trust and believe in yourself, and trust and believe in Life Coach LJ. All right, guys, have a good day.